This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, for my basketball fans, we're going to cover 3 topics in this video. The first topic, we're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony. Hear me and hear me well. I don't know what the Brooklyn Nets are doing. Let me say it again. I don't know what the Brooklyn Nets are doing. I mean, I can't understand their decision making, and I can't understand what they're doing to not sign Carmelo Anthony. I mean, it's a no-brainer that, let's see, your number 1 and your number 2 option in a la Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wants this guy to be on the team. Let me say it again. Your number 1 and your number 2 option a la Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wants the guy to be on the team. So what's the issue? I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're weeding out the pros versus the cons. And I feel like there's this issue where we're talking about resume in terms of what I would say, you know, like NBA executives, NBA GMs, and all of these people that are turning around making, I would say, like, conversation in regards to what's going on with Carmelo Anthony. Somebody said something that basically lit a fire and caused a shitstorm, a domino effect, so to speak, on Carmelo Anthony. And it seems like no one wants to touch this dude from a 2-foot pole. Let me say it again. No one wants to touch this dude from a 2-foot pole. It's ridiculous in a lot of essence, but at the same time, whoever did this, and it's obviously an anonymous person or someone that's not named, this person has caused a shitstorm on epic proportions. This person has to be a heavyweight. It just can't be anybody that I can see that could do this level of damage, especially from the fall of grace from Carmelo Anthony. I mean, look at the high level that he was at as an NBA player, and look at what he's been regressed to. You know what I'm saying? Now, there is the natural decline of age and attrition in his game, but there's also something that happened there that's not adding up, and it looks like it's just deeper than basketball. If you're really just using your three-dimensional thinking ability and you're saying, okay, enough with the bullshit, and let's state, you know what I'm saying, the most obvious, and let's use the most common sense here. Something's not adding up. Something is bigger than basketball here that is prohibiting Carmelo Anthony from getting into an NBA team. Because I feel like if the Brooklyn Nets cannot close the deal, right, and for whatever reason they choose to not accept him, it's going to send a shockwave to the NBA that this was the team that he practiced with. This was the team that was giving him the look, and he decided to not, and not him, but the team decided to not go with him. I mean, that's crazy. I think it's going to send a message that Carmelo Anthony is going to need to hang it up at that point, because that means no one wants to deal with this guy. No one wants to take him on. That's the way that I'm looking at this, and I have to, you know what I'm saying, call a spade here. If Carmelo Anthony doesn't get a gig with the Nets, I just can't see him getting a gig with any other team in the NBA. And those are the facts. But what's going to be an issue is Kevin Durant's going to remember that in the back of his mind. Because Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying, is going to remember that they didn't sign him. And as a superstar of the highest order that he is, if he returns back to dynamic play, then he's going to have leverage to opt out. This is the thing that has been synonymous with Kevin Durant's career. When he asks people to do things and they don't do it. And then they, after the fact, they realize he did them dirty. No, do what the hell he's telling you to do. This man wants to play with Carmelo Anthony. I don't understand why Carmelo Anthony can't get signed a 1-year deal so we can see what's going on with him. At least 1 year. Give him the benefit of the doubt to at least get a 1-year deal so we can see where he's at. And if he doesn't pan out, now all of his chances has been up. Then you can go ahead and cut him. It's really that simple. Now let's move on to the next topic. Kobe Bryant. The level of disrespect and disdain for Kobe Bryant is ridiculous. It's on epic proportions. I just sat here on my live stream the other day and I listened to folks say that Kobe Bryant is not in their top 10. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Now, everyone has their basketball opinion, and regardless of what we think, basketball opinions are going to be what they're going to be. But Kobe Bryant is a top 10 NBA player of all time. There's no way that he does not deserve to not be on that top 10 list. The man has 5 NBA championships. He's 71.4% in NBA Finals average. This man went to the NBA Finals 7 times and captured 5 of those things, man. And not only that, when him and Shaq, when everybody was making the argument that Shaq was greater than him, when Shaq wasn't playing with Kobe, Shaq won 1 title. When Kobe wasn't playing with Shaq, he won 2. I think that right there cancels out everything. If Shaquille O'Neal's in your top 10, how can Kobe Bryant not be in your top 10? I mean, that's just ridiculous. And then we're going to put LeBron James ahead of Kobe Bryant in the top 10? I mean, come on, that's even more absurd. Now, all of these different platforms that have Kobe Bryant outside of their top 10, there's an agenda, man. And see, that's the problem with folks that can't see behind these agendas. Remember, I'm the cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth teller. So I see shit that people can't see. I'm always looking at people's agendas. So when people are sitting here and they're not having Kobe Bryant in their top 10, it's because Kobe Bryant, like I've said, is the most polarizing figure in NBA history. Let me say it again. He's the most polarizing figure in NBA history. So the level of disrespect, the level of disdain, the level of hate for this guy, because this guy checked the media. He didn't never let the media get out of line. Because the second they got out of line, the second he checked them, signed, sealed, and delivered like UPS. Let me say it again. The second they got out of line was the second that Kobe checked them, signed, sealed, and delivered like UPS. Kobe played these games of sarcasms with the media. He made them feel real stupid, especially when they asked the same question again, but they asked it in a different way. He was like, didn't you fucking ask that question? They didn't like Kobe Bryant. They couldn't stand him. You think they can't stand Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant, although he's the most polarizing player in today's NBA, he doesn't hold a candle to the level of polarization that Kobe had. Plus, Kobe was willing to take the armor on of being the enemy. And he didn't mind that because that was his log on the fire. That was his motivation to stick it to whomever and wherever. Let me say it again. Stick it to whomever and wherever. That was his thing. But for Kobe Bryant to not be on people's top 10 list, I mean, it's ridiculous. And then to have the gumption. I mean, I heard another nonsense on the live stream that Kobe Bryant is a poor copycat of Michael Jordan. I mean, really? MJ out of his own freaking mouth said that this guy merits the comparison. He deserves the comparison. MJ out of his own mouth sat here and said that Kobe Bryant is my mirror image. MJ out of his own mouth sat here and said that if there's anybody, not probably, not I think, if anybody can beat me blatantly, emphatically, one-on-one, it's Kobe Bryant, because he stole all of my moves. But it's because also Kobe Bryant is that lethal, because you could steal somebody's moves and still not be better than them. And here's the thing that people don't understand. Kobe Bryant is not the same player that Michael Jordan was. They have a lot of similarities. Kobe Bryant looked up to Michael Jordan, but Kobe Bryant took 90% of MJ's game. And then there was this other 10% of everybody else's game that he sprinkled in. When you look at Kobe Bryant's ways, his ways of playing basketball, his style of playing, it's fundamentally different than Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan will go for the highest percentage shot. That's what separates Michael Jordan from anyone. Kobe would just take any fucking shot. Let me say it again. Michael Jordan will go fundamentally for the highest percentage shot. Kobe would just take any fucking shot. And that's the fundamental difference between the both of them. Plus, Michael Jordan had 3 years of college under Dean Smith. Could you guys imagine how much better Kobe Bryant was? And look at Kobe Bryant's stellar career. How much better he would have been if he did have college experience. 3 years of being under Dean Smith. Matter of fact, Dean Smith wouldn't exist at that time because we got to put it in modern time. 3 years under Coach K at Duke University. Come on, folks. Like, do the math here. This is a guy who sat on the bench for the first 3 years of his career, and he turns out to be a top 10 player of all time. What does that tell you? And then if you look at his career, Kobe's career is really 14 years because he spent 3 years on the fucking bench. 2 of his last years, I don't even count it because he was injured like a motherfucker, so he really couldn't put up the stats that he wanted to. And then Kobe missed a whole season of injuries. When you add all of that shit up, that's 6 years. So Kobe's career is really in 14 years of dominance. Look what this man amassed in 14 years. And the level of disrespect on Kobe is unreal. Look at what Dwayne Wade just said about Kobe Bryant the other day. Isn't this a peer group of LeBron James? This is what I'm talking about. NBA players show Kobe his truest and his most properest respect that he is due. People don't get Kobe Bryant because he's a polarizing figure. But you can't knock what you see, man. And his greatness can't be denied, no matter how much the media want to spin that. Because you have hardcore NBA fans that's falling for this bullshit. Let me say it again. You have hardcore NBA fans that's falling for the bullshit. Even they are falling for it. And it's sad. Kobe Bryant, bar none, is a top 10 NBA player of all time. I have him I would say number 5 or number 6 on my damn list. Either or, interchangeable. Now let's get to the last topic, Andre Iguodala. There's reports saying that Andre Iguodala may not report to the Memphis Grizzlies. If I'm the Los Angeles Clippers, that's good news, because I'm telling you, the Los Angeles Clippers already has a stellar backcourt in Kawhi Leonard, in Paul George, and in Patrick Beverley. Adding another Andre Iguodala will make their defense on a stupid level. Maybe that's what Andre Iguodala is looking for. Maybe he's just looking to wait until the last minute. I don't know. But it remains to be seen. But as of right now, the reports are saying he does not want to report to Memphis Grizzlies. I don't blame him. After you've played for the Golden State Warriors and you've had the level of success that you have, and you're an elder statesman and you just want to ring chase at this point, the Memphis Grizzlies are not going to be a team that you want to play for. You're obviously going to want to be on a team where you have an opportunity to contend. If I'm Andre Iguodala, I should have pulled that trigger a long time ago with the Los Angeles Clippers. So I think it's partially his fault for not pulling that trigger. But I feel like he has an opportunity to revisit this again. It would be nice if he can go on the Los Angeles Clippers, because it would make their team even more complete, because they're building a team. So we'll wait and see. But I just figured I had to bring that up because that whole debacle with the Memphis Grizzlies is shedding some good light for the Los Angeles Clippers. And there's a possibility that he might jump ship and go over there. But you never know. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.